Why clay courts create champions. The science of surfaces. From dirt to dynasty. The magic beneath your feet. You're on a clay court, sliding, sweating, and gasping for air like you're in Fast and Furious Tennis Edition. Everything's covered in dust, including your dignity, and you're wondering why this feels harder than calculus. Well, welcome to clay court tennis, a brutal yet beautiful training ground where true champions are made. It's more than a surface, it's a test of grit, skill, and smarts. Buckle up because we're about to dive deep and occasionally face first into the science, struggle, and strange beauty of clay courts and why they just might be the ultimate champion maker. The dirt on clay. What's under the hood? Clay courts aren't just fancy mud. They're engineered layers of crushed brick, limestone, and a solid base designed to stay firm and dry. This creates a gritty, high-friction surface that slows the ball down and adds bounce, soaking up energy like your grandma soaks up family gossip, completely and relentlessly. Clay is the tortoise of tennis courts. It forces longer rallies, more strategic play, and absolutely no tolerance for laziness. You can't just blast winners. You have to construct points like a master builder, but with more grunting. Why rallies last longer than a Netflix series finale? You know that feeling when a rally on clay seems to last longer than your last relationship? That's not your imagination. Clay courts slow the ball by up to 30%, giving players more time to react and suffer. But that's the beauty of it. Clay forces players to think, grind, and build points with patience and endurance. It's not a sprint. It's a sweaty, strategic chess match that toughens both body and mind. The slide, not just for kids and Instagram reels. Sliding on clay isn't just stylish, it's essential. And no, you can't fake it till you make it. You either slide like a ballerina or fall like a bowling pin. Sliding on clay is a must. It builds balance, core strength, precise footwork, and a dose of humility when you fall. Players who master it gain a big edge, learning to adjust on the fly and adapt to any surface with ease. Think of it like Jedi training. If you can glide gracefully across red dust while timing a backhand winner, playing on a slick hard court feels like moving in slow motion. Topspin is king, and Nadal is the emperor. Let's talk about the holy grail of clay court dominance, topspin. On clay, topspin isn't just a tactic, it's essential. The surface amplifies spin, making balls bounce high and wildly, just like Nadal's 3,200 RPM forehand. Clay rewards players who can hit heavy, high-bouncing shots that force opponents into uncomfortable shoulder-high returns, where most rallies go to die. Brain before biceps. Strategy reigns supreme. Serve and volley on clay. Good luck, you'll need it. Unlike faster surfaces, clay punishes shortcuts and demands strategic point building, patience, and the ability to exploit every weakness over the long haul. It's less about flash and more about craft. You can't rely on power alone. You need touch, angles, and imagination. Clay courts are like creative writing assignments. You don't get credit for one-sentence answers. You need a full essay, footnotes included. Endurance built, not bought. There's a reason why clay court matches are marathon affairs. Clay court tennis is brutally demanding. Long rallies, tough points, and intense heat push players to their limits. It builds elite endurance, mental toughness, and legs of steel. While others are fit, clay players are forged in battle, thriving under pressure and pain. If you've stayed with us this far, it means you found value in this video. Please support us by liking and subscribing. And don't forget to check the link in the description for some incredible supplements to boost your performance. Now, let's get back to the video. History doesn't lie. Clay breeds legends. Let's look at the receipts. Rafael Nadal, 14 French Open titles. That's not a typo, 14. Chris Evert, 7 French Opens. She once had a 125-match win streak on clay. Bjorn Borg, 6 French Opens before age 26, back when wooden rackets were still a thing. Justine Henin, Gustavo Kuerten, Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, all carved their legacies into the red dust. What do these champions have in common? Not just talent, but grit. Clay doesn't lie. You can't fluke your way to a grand slam on this surface. If you win on clay, you've earned it, point by grueling point. The ultimate training ground for young players. Want to raise a champion? Start them on clay. In countries like Spain, Argentina, and Italy, clay courts shape players with smart tactics, sharp movement, and gritty resilience. They don't rely on power. They learn to outthink, outlast, and outplay from a young age. The psychology of clay. Tough love at its finest. Clay is a surface that constantly whispers in your ear, prove it. You hit a great shot? Great, hit 5 more. You're up a set and a break? The match just started. Your opponent slipped and fell? Too bad, you still have to earn the point. That constant challenge builds something rare. Psychological resilience. You learn not to panic when a point goes long. You learn to stay in the fight even when you're drenched in sweat and down triple break point. Clay makes you honest. It punishes arrogance and rewards persistence. It's not glamorous, but it's beautiful in its brutality. Why clay court players excel everywhere else? Here's the plot twist. Learning to win on clay doesn't make you a clay specialist. It makes you an everything specialist. Djokovic and Federer both had to master clay to become all-service champions. Clay demands a complete skill set: defense, offense, power, touch, spin, and strategy. It's like training with ankle weights in a storm. Once you conquer it, everything else feels easier. The red dirt never lies. So, next time you see a player grinding it out on clay, sliding like they're moonwalking through a war zone, respect the hustle, respect the suffering, and most of all, respect the surface. Because clay courts don't hand out trophies to tourists. They forge champions from grit, grind, and grit again. They make you earn every inch, every shot, every win. It's not just about the bounce or the dust. It's about the mindset. Clay doesn't just test your skills, it upgrades your DNA. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of clay court chaos and champion building science, do us a favor. Like this video if you've ever slipped on a court and blamed your shoes, subscribe if you believe tennis should be a test of brains as much as biceps, and share this with a friend who still thinks clay is just fancy dirt. Also be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more captivating content. While you are still here, you can navigate through the channel for other interesting videos. Vamos, see you on the red side.